Knock, knock, who's there? Have you ever stood at the entrance of someone's house and knocked on their door, and it took them a while to open it, or probably didn't even open the door? Knocking is the art of attracting attention, especially while waiting to be let in through the door. A knock is a state of panic, a state of warning, a state of shelter, a state of sadness, or a state of complete joy and happiness. An inmate running away from the cops. A knock on someone's door would mean a knock of panic. A neighbor running around his neighborhood telling everyone about the incoming flood. A knock on their door would mean a knock of warning. A person trying to find a place to keep himself safe from heavy rains. A knock on someone's door would mean a knock of shelter. A person going up to a family's house to tell them about the loss of their loved one. A knock on their door would mean a knock of sadness. A father returning home from his business trip, eagerly waiting to see his daughter. A knock on his door would mean a knock of joy, celebration, and happiness. As young boys, my brother and I used to make sure our house door was locked when our parents went out for shopping. Chaos would fill the house as we would rearrange the furniture that gave us more room to play. We played, we had fun, we used to run around the house and at times fight, which would lead to us breaking things. But the moment we heard the knock on our door was a knock of complete confusion as we tried to put things back to how it was. The response of a knock depends on the person inside and outside and the state at which they are in. Bruno Mars, a famous singer, once said, "You cannot knock on opportunity's door and not be ready." The person knocking on your door is there because he is ready. The person inside, however, might be ready, might be dormant, or might just be ignoring the call. A small girl waiting for her dad to come back from a long business trip. When she hears a knock on her door, she would run across the house as fast as she can to meet her dad. A grown-up probably would take his own sweet time opening the door. An old man sitting on his favorite chair, reading his favorite book, drinking his favorite hot chocolate would probably not even open the door. How quick do you respond to a knock? How fast do you answer? Irisu, a Japanese word which means pretending to be out when someone is knocking on your door. Henry Wordsworth once said, "If you knock long enough and loud enough at the gate, you are sure to wake up somebody." Knocking is easy. Opening up the door is where the problem arises. We as humans tend to shut out the good and welcome in the bad. Luke chapter 12 verse 36 says, "Be like men who wait eagerly for their master when he returns from a wedding feast, so that they might immediately open the door when he comes and knocks." Just as Peter stood at the door and knocked until someone let him in, so does Jesus stand at your door and knock. And it's amazing to know the result of making that journey to open up that door. Because when you open up that door, you are opening up the door to a new life, a new creation, a new beginning. And most of all, Jesus says, "I will enter and dine with him, and he with me." One of the greatest adventures in life is knowing the knock of Jesus and answering it. Now, Satan also knocks on your door. He knocks on your door promising you a life on earth filled with prosperity, of fame, of glamour, of money, of pleasures. But the knock of Jesus comes giving you eternal life, a life that has and knows no end. The difference between us knocking at the door of Jesus and Jesus knocking at our door is that Jesus always answers, and with that comes a new life, a new mind, and a new heart. When Jesus knocks on your door, what kind of a person are you? Are you a person who says, I'm an atheist, go away, or this seat's taken, or come back with a warrant, or this is a one-seater, find another? Or do we say, I knock on your door, not the other way around, or sorry, room service is unwanted at the moment? Or do we respond in a gentle voice saying, hello, is it me you're looking for? Because I'm lost and I want to be found. Jesus stands at our heart's door and knocks. The center of understanding and the center of life. He stands there for a reason, and the reason is to purify our hearts so that our hearts will be as pure as gold. Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 9 says, the heart is deceitful amongst all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? No man of himself can understand his own errors. But when we open our doors to the light, we can be made to understand. The heart of the matter is attaining eternal life.
Good to see you.
And eternal life is knocking at our door. Life talks to us in the form of a knock, the knock of Jesus. Are we listening? Knock, knock. Who's there? It's me, Jesus. Jesus, please come in. This is where you belong.
I don't want to be rude, but be okay if I...
Oh, yes, of course. Please come in.